The Minister for Food and Agriculture, Mr. Fiifi Kwetey, is calling for increased production of oil palm for export. At a forum in Accra with oil palm producers, Mr. Kwetey said the challenges in the oil palm industry should be tackled holistically to enable the country increase its exports.
Oil palm production has been part of Ghana's economic history for a very long time. However, the cultivation of the product suffered a nosedive after the colonial masters at a point opted for the indigenous small-scale farming system, which was more resilient economically than exotic large plantations. This, however, picked up in the 1960s, and since then, the product has become the fifth largest non-traditional cash crop of Ghana's foreign exchange earner. Current forecasts anticipate that the country is being faced with a net deficit between 20,000 and 100,000 tons of the commodity, estimated at about $35 million annually. The country's domestic consumption is pegged at about 370,000 metric tons of palm oil and imports 260,000 metric tons of palm oil. Over the past 6 months, about 48,000 tons of substandard palm oil has been illegally imported into the country without appropriate duties. Mindful of this, a forum on Africa's sustainable palm oil production has been held to discuss some key challenges to implement sustainability for smallholder farmers, how to make certification accessible to small producers, and initiatives aimed at making adequate expertise for palm oil farmers. The Minister for Food and Agriculture, Mr. Fiifi Kwetey, said oil palm industry has the potential of pushing the transformational agenda of the country forward.
We are encouraging a lot of the big companies that are into plantations in Ghana to go for certification, so that whatever it is that they are sourcing, they will do in a manner that can be sustainable, not just on the point of view of ecology, but also outgrowers, those who are involved in it, to adopt practices that will make sustainable production.
The president of the Palm Oil Development Association, Mr. Samuel Avala, said with support from Solidaridad, the group is poised to adopt best farm practices and technologies that will make oil palm industry become the country's major foreign exchange earner.
It has to do with planting material. And then when you go past planting material, the other thing has to do with what we call the agro-management practices. There is a certain number of times you must weed around. There is a way you should manage the canopy of the palm, because the fruits will be formed up there and it has to be visible for harvesting. And when this is not well managed, a bunch gets right up there, but the harvester cannot see it, so it gets rotten there, and therefore it amounts to losses.
The global objectives for sustainable palm oil is aimed at helping oil palm sector become economically sustainable for all smallholder farmers to make good returns on their investment. Beatrice